next ratio. As I told you, you can see the videos, and in the summer vacations, you do the sums. So I'm not putting any pressure on you right now, since you're doing book one, right? And most of you are finding it difficult to cope up with both the books. Uh, that because of that reason, right? So you can do your homework, complete your work in your summer vacation, right? Now we will start with the next ratio, activity ratio. The other name for the activity ratio is performance or turnover ratios. Turnover ratio, performance ratio, we will see what it means, why it is known as the turnover ratio. Then we calculate it number of times. If you remember, in the previous two ratios that we've done till now, short-term solvency ratio and long-term solvency ratio, in those ratios, we calculated those ratios they were pure ratios in terms of is to 1, 2 is to 1, 3 is to 1, 2.5 is to 1. Only one ratio we calculated in number of times, it was the interest coverage ratio, the last ratio of the previous one, of you can say the long-term solvency ratio. That was the only ratio which was calculated in number of times. Otherwise, all ratios were pure ratios and were calculated in terms of ratio, that is 2 is to 1, 3 is to 1. But now here, activity ratio, this is also very important to remember that you will always express it not in the form of ratio, but in number of times, right? In these ratios, what is the main item, which is the numerator, or which is that item with respect to we find the ratio? The numerator or the main item used here is COGS, cost of goods sold. The other name in company account of cost of goods sold, or COGS, is cost of revenue from operations. If the word cost of revenue from operations is being used, it means cost of goods sold only, it means COGS only. Or sometimes COGS is not there, right, in the question. The information related, direct or indirect information related with cost of goods sold is not available in the question. Then in that case, we use revenue from operations. What is revenue from operations? Can anyone tell me what is this revenue from operation, who has learned chapter 1 and gave unit test sincerely? Who will answer? What is revenue
Hello,
from operation? It is,
net
yes,
sales.
sir. Net sales, right? So net sales, other name in company account, according to Schedule 3 of Company Act 2013, the other name for net sales, we used to use the word net sales last year in sole proprietorship accounts, right? Or accounts of sole proprietor. Now we will not be using the word net sales, will also be there, but the main word that will be used instead of net sales would be revenue from operations, right? It is revenue from operation is nothing but net sales. And COGS is nothing, that is cost of goods sold is nothing. You will be using the word cost of revenue from, operations. So if it is cost of revenue from operations, the word is used, it means it is cost of goods sold only, right? I hope I've made it clear that COGS is nothing but cost of revenue from operations, and net sales is nothing but revenue from operations. Now, under the activity ratio, we have four main ratios that we will be studying. First is inventory turnover ratio, second, trade receivable turnover ratio, third is trade payables turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. So we will be doing four ratios under activity ratio: inventory turnover ratio, trade receivable turnover ratio, trade payables turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. Now we will take them one by one. It will take time because a lot of sums given uh, 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 related with any particular ratio. So it will take time. So let's take up first ratio, inventory turnover ratio. So as the name goes, inventory, it means it has to do with inventory, right? We have to find turnover of inventory. Fine. But then I told you in activity ratio, every time the numerator will be COGS or net sales. First preference will be given to COGS. As I told you, if the information related with COGS is not there in the question, then you will use net sales. Otherwise, inventory turnover ratio will be COGS divided by average inventory, right? So here we are comparing COGS with inventory. Fine. And it is a turnover ratio, so we will calculate it in terms of number of times. Fine. Is it clear? So what is inventory turnover ratio? COGS divided by average inventory. Now, who will tell me what is COGS or cost of revenue from operation? Do you recall it from class 11th? We did COGS in class 11th. Who will tell me? I want a new name, not Haleen. I want Ananya. Can you tell me what is COGS? Ananya, what is COGS?
Yes, ma'am.
What is cost of goods sold equal to?
Ma'am, cost of goods sold is equals to
Okay, who will tell me? Harsheen? Harsheen? Yes.
Ma'am, opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory.
Is Harsheen missing something in the formula? She's very close to it. Opening inventory minus closing plus purchases. Is she missing any item? Who
Yes,
will?
ma'am.
Yes, Harleen, what?
Ma'am, the formula is opening inventory plus
Yes.
net
Huh?
purchases plus
Yes.
direct expenses minus
Yes.
closing inventory.
So, Harsheen, you were missing direct expenses, right? We have direct expenses also in the formula. So, the one formula that we did in 11th was opening inventory plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory. This is one formula to find COGS or cost of goods sold. So, everybody knows. If you've forgotten, please, I'm repeating again, very, very important in this ratio to remember the formula of COGS. One formula when opening inventory plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory, right? And the second formula in terms of GP, can anyone tell me? In terms of GP, the second formula of COGS.
Ma'am,
Anyone? Yes? No, I want a new name. Who will answer? Please raise your hand. Okay, I'll call your names. Ashima, can you tell me the formula of COGS in terms of GP? Yes, Ashima. Formula of COGS in terms of GP? No. Who will answer? Ishpreet?
Ma'am, net sales minus gross profit.
Very good. So second formula, everyone should know that the second formula for cost of revenue from operation or COGS is revenue from operations minus GP. That is net sales minus GP. So everyone should know. For one formula we've done opening inventory plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory. Second formula that we are doing to find cost of revenue from operations or COGS, it is revenue from operations minus GP, and we know that it is net sales minus GP. And now, since this is a new formula, everyone should note, very important, as according to schedule 3, if we want to take the items of say profit and loss account, then the COGS will be different, because if you remember chapter 1, we made profit and loss account according to Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013, and the format of, you can say, the account profit and loss, the terms were different, as we used to make a trading profit and loss account, right? Heads were different in case of a sole proprietor. So we use the words cost of purchase, then cost of material consumed, purchase of stock in trade, change in inventory was there. So keeping the schedule 3 in mind, everyone should learn by heart that the third way to find if the items of profit and loss are given according to schedule 3 of Companies Act, in that case the formula for cost of goods sold or cost of revenue from operations will be very, very important. This is a new formula which you need to learn. Cost of material consumed, though it is this only opening inventory plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory, but the terms heads are different, right? It is according to schedule 3. So cost of material consumed plus purchase of stock in trade plus change in inventories of finished goods plus VIP, WIP I've written, that is work in progress plus direct expenses, if given. Direct expenses are generally not given in the question, right? Maximum direct expense, where will you find direct expenses? If you remember the format of profit and loss in the first chapter of the financial analysis book, you find direct expenses in notes to accounts, right? In that you find it can be employee benefit expenses are direct expenses and other expenses. Fine, and under other expenses. Generally, direct expenses are missing, right? You will not get such a big question, or they are given separately. But don't worry if direct expenses are not given, you have to ignore them. Fine. So I'm repeating the formula. The repetition will not make anything clear, only learning will serve the purpose. So the formula according to schedule 3, profit and loss, according to profit and loss account, the formula is cost of material consumed plus purchase of stock in trade plus change in inventory of finished goods plus work in progress plus direct expenses if given condition, right? So this you learn. Then comes next. Now, if you remember, we divided cost of goods sold by average inventory in order to calculate the ratio. Now, what is average inventory? Average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. So this is average of any item is the sum of item divided by the number. So we have two inventories, opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. Please note, sometime in the question, I think so there's one of the back questions. Only one inventory, closing inventory is given, opening inventory is not given, right? Then you have to find the average. Then you think, how will I find average when only closing inventory is given and no information regarding opening inventory is given? So don't worry if such a case is there, extreme case, you take only closing inventory, right? But this is only one of the sums, as I'm telling you. Generally, information, both the inventories are given or some indirect information related with inventory is given so that you can find the average inventory. So I'm repeating, average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. I hope it is clear. Now, I've already told you, let's see. In the absence of information, GP is always considered as percentage of revenue from operations, that is net sales. Sometimes it is given along GP value is not given in the question. Along with GP, it is given 8% GP, 10% GP, 20% GP. Sometimes it is mentioned that how will you calculate GP? 10% of net sales or 10% of say cost of goods sold or 10% of say any other items, right? It could be given in the question, but sometimes 1%, if it is not given GP, you have to calculate with respect to what, right? GP 10%, 12%, if in the question is given, then you have to give first preference to net sales or revenue from operation only in order to calculate GP. If the value of GP is not given, some percentage is given, right? So you will come to know what I mean by percentage is given. You have to find GP with respect to some other item, right? We will come to know when we will be doing the illustrations. Now comes next, I've already told you about direct expenses. They may be shown separately in notes to accounts, right? Example, I already gave you that example of direct expenses, employee benefit expense, because you will not get now carriage like you used to do, carriage in word, wages, direct expenses like manufacturing expenses, fuel, power in trading account, right? If you remember in the previous class. But now it will be the name, direct expenses will be, if you remember, there's a main head, employee benefit expense. Under employee benefit expenses, wages are given, right? Or any such or other expenses, say other under other expenses, manufacturing expenses are given, carriage in word is given, or any, if such items are given under this, it would be given in notes to accounts. As I told you, most of the time, 90% cases, direct expenses are missing in the question. If they are missing, you will not take direct expenses. Then in that case, the same formula as Hashim told us, if direct expenses are missing in the question, the formula for COGS will be opening stock plus net purchases minus closing stock, right? Only when direct expenses are not there, right? Now, what is the purpose or objective of finding or significance of this ratio? That is the inventory turnover ratio. Uh, it helps us in knowing whether the investment in stock is proper or not. Why? Because we are comparing COGS with inventory, average inventory, right? So it helps us in knowing whether investment has been done properly in stock or not. It measures the efficiency of inventory management. Is inventory properly managed, right? Higher the ratio, better it is. It shows how many number of times or amount invested in inventory is rotated. That how is the amount rotated invested in inventory? How do you come to know rotated number of times as we calculate means how much inventory is part of COGS? How many number of times it is rotated? Higher the ratio, better it is. Now, too high is also not good. Average high ratio may lead to shortage of, if a very high ratio may lead to shortage of working capital. Very high ratio. If it is 3-4 times, it's good enough, right? But if it is too high, 10 times, 12 times, 8 times, 7 times, that uh, don't take it. Ma'am said higher the better. Higher the better, always higher the better. But too high value is also again not good because it means a lot of investment has been done in inventory, right? It will lead to shortage of working capital. They will lead to shortage of cash, especially cash, because if the cash is being used and a lot of investment is in inventory, then it is also not a very healthy sign because company needs cash also for its operations. If it is blocking all its cash in buying inventory, then also it's, you can say it affects the working capital, right? You know that working capital is CA minus CL. If CA is less, working capital will also be less. Fine. So good, high value is good, very high value is not good. Then comes next, let's apply it by taking the illustrations. Okay, let's take up low inventory turn, of course. Now next is if inventory turnover value is less, say it is 1 or 0.5, 0.8, it means times, number of times. It means that it is inefficient use of investment in inventory. Less is not good, very high is not good, even less is not good. Less means that less investment has been done in inventory, and high over, I've already told you, too high means a lot of investment have been done in inventory. If a lot of investment have been done in inventory, it means we will have less working capital, shortage of working capital or shortage of cash with the company, right? Now let's take up the illustration. From the following, calculate inventory turnover ratio. Now this is a direct sum. Cost of revenue from operation is given 4,50,000. Inventories in the beginning of the year, 1 lakh. It means opening inventory is 1 lakh. Inventories at the end of the year, 1,25,000, right? So closing inventory turnover ratio, you know, you always write the formula, fine. Then do the substitution afterwards. And then you will make notes to accounts, all working or plus minus, though I'm doing it first in order to show it to you. So you do all working at the bottom in notes to accounts or in the working notes, right? So you write the formula, cost of revenue from operations. We've just now done inventory turnover ratio is COGS divided by average inventory. Now I told you average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. So direct sum is there, 1 lakh in the sum. Opening inventory is given to be 1 lakh. Closing inventory is given to be 1,25,000 divided by 2. I get 1,12,500, right? So you know that now you've calculated average inventory. If you see in the sum, COGS is given directly 4,50,000. So I will divide in order to calculate inventory turnover ratio. I will divide COGS, that is 4,50,000, with average inventory, which came out to be 1,12,500. So on dividing 4,50,000 with 1,12,500, it comes out to be 4 times, right? Let's take up the next sum. Even next sum is direct. Calculate inventory turnover ratio, revenue from operations. If you remember, I told you if COGS is missing and you cannot find COGS directly by any method, the information is incomplete. If opening stock is not given, closing stock is not given, purchases are not given. Direct expenses, I told you, is optional. Generally, they are not given. So if opening stock plus plus net purchases minus closing stock, these items are not given, it will be difficult to find cost of goods sold. In that case, you will take net sales as the numerator. I told you there's an option, second preference given to net sales, first preference given to COGS in order to calculate inventory turnover ratio. So here we have revenue from operations. It means net sales are given to be 5 lakh. Inventory opening is given 75,000. Closing is given 1,25,000. So I can easily find average inventory since both closing and opening inventories are given in the question. So average inventory is equal to 75,000 plus 1,25,000 divided by 2. It is coming out to be 1 lakh, right? The thing I made it very clear, COGS are missing, but instead of COGS, net sales are given. So now the inventory turnover ratio will be, first you will write net sales, or you can write revenue from operations divided, write the formula, divided by average inventory. Then you substitute that inventory turnover ratio is equal to 5 lakhs divided by 1 lakh. It comes out to be 5 times. Clear? I hope it is clear. From this question, if COGS is not given, then net sales is taken as the numerator, right? Now let's take up the next illustration. Next is calculate inventory turnover ratio. Cost of revenue from operation, that is COGS, is 3 lakhs. Purchases 3,30,000. Opening inventory is 60,000, right? So cost of revenue from operation, COGS, is given to be 3 lakhs. So COGS is directly given to you. But then if you see, then you will say why purchases are given when COGS is already given, opening inventory is given. You have to find closing inventory. And here you can find closing inventory by using the formula of COGS. We know that COGS is equal to opening inventory plus direct expenses plus net purchases minus closing inventory. So we have, since in the question closing inventory is missing, I will take closing inventory that side. So closing inventory becomes opening inventory. Direct expenses are 0, not given in the question, neglect direct expenses. So I will do opening inventory plus net purchases minus COGS. By doing so, I will get the closing inventory because I need both closing inventory as well as opening inventory in order to calculate average inventory, which is the denominator of the formula to calculate inventory turnover ratio, right? So closing inventory would be is equal to opening inventory plus purchases minus cost of goods sold. It will be 6 lakhs plus 3,30,000 are the net purchases given in the question. 60,000 is opening inventory minus COGS is given 3 lakhs. So if I subtract, I get closing inventory as 90,000, right? So now I have both closing inventory with me and opening inventory with me. I will find the average inventory. Now the average inventory is opening inventory plus closing inventory divided by 2. So you've seen that closing inventory came out to be 90,000, right? Opening inventory is already given in the question, 60,000. So I will find the average, 60,000 plus 90,000 divided by 2. It is coming out to be 75,000, right? Now I have cost of goods sold is already given in the question directly, 3 lakhs. Then average inventory, we just now calculated it out. It came out to be 75,000. So I'm dividing 3 lakhs COGS by average inventory 75,000. I will get inventory turnover ratio, which comes out to be 4 times. Clear? Is it clear? So in this case, what did we do in this sum? We closing inventory was missing. So we calculated or we found out the value of closing inventory with the help of the formula of COGS. Everything was given except for closing inventory. And also, as I told you, direct expenses are mostly not given. Don't worry if direct expenses are not given. You can ignore direct expenses. Assume them to be nil, right? Now let's take up the next question. Next one is, okay, let's take opening inventory 29,000, purchases is 2,42,000. Revenue from operations, that is net sales, is given to be 3,20,000. GP, as if I remember in the beginning, I told you sometimes GP is not given, certain percentage is given in order to calculate GP. Now, this is a direct information. GP is equal to 25% on sales. It means sales are already given 3,20,000, that is revenue from operation is already given. So 25% of 3,25,000 will be GP in this case. Calculate inventory turnover ratio. So it is clear that we will have to use the formula to find COGS, the second formula to find COGS here, because we don't have, this thing. COGS is missing in the question. You will use the formula net sales minus GP, or revenue from operations minus GP. And GP, again, you have to calculate 25% of net sales or revenue from operations. So you have in the question, revenue from operation is given 3,20,000 plus minus, sorry, GP minus 25% of 3,20,000, 80,000. So if I subtract from net sales 3,20,000, if I subtract 25% of GP of net sales, I get COGS equal to 2,40,000, right? I hope it is clear to you, right? And now again, but I will be using the formula of COGS. Why? The same thing as we discussed in the previous illustration. In closing inventory is missing, right? Opening inventory is given to you, and even purchases are given to you, right? COGS, you've just now calculated COGS, you calculated out to be 2,40,000. So you can easily find, you can say closing inventory by using the formula of COGS, right? Let's see how to use the formula of COGS. COGS is equal to opening inventory plus purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory. I will have to calculate closing inventory because closing inventory is missing in the question, right? So closing inventory becomes, I will bring closing inventory this side on the left-hand side of the equation, and COGS, I will take it on the right side of the equation. So closing inventory becomes equal to opening inventory plus purchases minus cost of revenue from operation, or COGS, right? By we have all the three values. Opening inventory is given in the question to be 29,000. Purchases are given to be 2,42,000. And cost of revenue from operation, we just now calculated with the help of the formula net sales minus GP. So it is coming out to be 2,40,000, right? GP. So if I subtract, I get, COGS is coming out to be 2,40,000. So if I subtract, that is opening inventory plus purchases minus COGS, I get closing inventory, which is 31,000. Now we have the closing inventory also and the opening inventory also. I think so. Average is missing. You find average inventory here. I'll show you. Average inventory we need to calculate in working notes. It would be closing and opening inventory is given to be 29,000 plus closing inventory, we calculated 31,000 divided by 2. It will come out to be 30,000, right? So now I've calculated average inventory, which is 30,000. I will now find inventory turnover ratio. It is coming out to be 30,000. This step is missing. Fine. So now I will find inventory turnover ratio. I will divide COGS with average inventory. COGS is, we calculated, it came out to be 2,40,000. We calculated using the formula net sales minus GP. And then average inventory, we just now calculated 30,000. So if I divide 2,40,000 with 30,000, 8 times is the answer, right? So this is by using the different formulas, we find the inventory turnover ratio. Let's take up the next case. Okay. Now, opening inventory is okay. Okay, fine. Opening inventory is 29,000. Closing inventory is 31,000. Revenue from operation, that is net sales, is given to be 3 lakhs. GP is 25%, not on sales. It is given on cost. Please, girls, now don't be in a haste. Read it carefully. That now you will find GP 25% on cost. Now you calculate inventory turnover ratio. If such a case is there, if you can see, cost of goods sold is not given in the question, right? So in that case, but GP on cost is given to you. As I told you, how to calculate GP on cost. First, you will see what percentage of COGS will you calculate GP as. Uh, then I told you if COGS is not given, you will calculate GP from net sales. Please don't forget. If anything missing is, if you can see in the question, purchases are not given. Since purchases are not given, how will you find, how will you use COGS? You cannot use COGS. First, you will have to use the formula to find COGS, net sales minus GP. And but in the question, the problem is they have given that 25% on cost. On cost means COGS, 25% on cost of revenue from operations, on cost of the product, on cost, right? So if this is the case, then you have to assume some value. Since COGS is not given in the question, so you will assume COGS as 100. Fine. Let the cost of the good sold be 100, the basic cost be 100. GP is given 25%. So it means it is 25% on cost. It means revenue from operations will be 100 is the basic cost of goods sold plus GP. It would be means if the GP is 25%, it means profit is 25%, and the cost of the good is say 100, then 100 plus 25, 125. So the sales would take place if the cost was 100 and 25 is the gross profit earned. So the revenue from operations will be 125, right? So now if I say that revenue from operations, that is net sales, is 125 and COGS is say 100. So if I need to find cost of revenue from operation, that is COGS, it would be 100 upon 125 into 3 lakhs. Because you know the unitary method. What is the unitary method? It would be 125 upon 100 x is equal to 3 lakhs. This is the case, right? Sales is 125% of the cost of revenue from operations. So 125 upon 100 x is equal to 3 lakhs. So if I cross multiply, what will COGS come out to be? X I'm taking as COGS. So the COGS will come out to be 100 upon 125 into 3 lakhs. Don't do it by X method, you do it by unitary method. So the cost of revenue from operation is 2,40,000. Please note, I'm explaining again. Last sum was from sales, but this time GP on cost is given 25% on cost. And if you can see in the question, cost is yet not given, right? And neither purchases are given, that I can easily find, COGS by taking the formula opening stock plus net purchases minus closing inventory. That I cannot use. So I have to assume the value of COGS as 100, GP as 25. Then revenue from operations would be, that COGS is equal to net sales minus GP. If I want to find net sales, it would be COGS plus GP, right? So I'm assuming COGS as 100, GP as 25. Then net sales or revenue from operation will be 100 plus 25. It will be 125. Clear? So if if I'm saying that revenue from operation is 125, COGS is 100, rupees 100, then COGS will be equal to, cost of revenue from operations will be equal to 100 divided by 125 into 3 lakhs. It is coming out to be 2,40,000, right? Now I can easily find average inventory. I've calculated COGS by unitary method, and I will now find average inventory. Opening inventory is given in the question to be 29,000. Closing is given to be 31,000. So 29,000 plus 31,000 divided by 2, it is coming out to be 30,000. Simple. Here COGS was missing, but we calculated COGS by using unitary method by taking COGS as 100, GP 25. So taking revenue from operations or that is net sales is 125. And with that, we calculated COGS, right? So now we have COGS we calculated. So average inventory turnover ratio is COGS divided by average inventory. COGS we calculated, it came out to be 2,40,000. Average inventory came out to be 30,000. If I divide, I get, you can say 8 times. Now let's see this. Other concept, if gross loss is given, then what would be COGS? COGS will be net sales plus gross loss. You should know that also. If GP is subtracted, gross loss will be added to net sales. If you know that, if you remember trading and profit account on net sales is this side, right? And gross loss is also this side. If you remember, right? So it means, and COGS is this side. If I take closing stock that side, I will get COGS on left-hand side. So in case of, if there's gross loss, there's nothing to get confused. Net sales plus gross loss will be COGS. And if it is GP, as GP is this side, right? Gross profit is this side. So we subtract from net sales, we subtract GP, right? I hope you know this, that COGS is equal to net sales minus GP, or COGS is equal to net sales plus gross loss. Everyone should know that, right? I think so this much is sufficient for today. A quick recap of the formula. I will tell you, first ratio that we did today was activity ratio. The first ratio under activity ratio, we did inventory turnover ratio. We did that inventory turnover ratio. All activity ratios are measured in terms of number of times. So the formula for inventory turnover ratio was COGS upon average inventory, right? Where COGS we did, I just want to revise the formula of COGS. There are 3 or 4 formulas of COGS. If you know these 4 formulas, I don't think so you'll find any difficulty. First formula to find cost of goods sold or cost of revenue from operations is equal to revenue from operations minus GP, that is net sales minus GP. One is net sales plus gross loss. And the second formula is opening inventory plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory. And then in case it is a manufacturing firm or it is according to schedule 3, the profit and loss account is given to you. It's not about a sole proprietor. It's about a manufacturing firm following schedule 3. In that case, I told you, please, this is the new thing that you need to remember. Like in that case, cost of revenue from operations or COGS will be equal to cost of material consumed plus purchase of stock in trade plus change in inventory of finished goods plus work in progress plus direct expenses if given in the question, right? So this is all about inventory turnover ratio. So we'll continue with inventory turnover ratio tomorrow as well. Yeah. Thank you, girls. Thanks for joining. Any question you want to ask? Anything which is not clear to you, if I need to tell you again? No
Ma'am, the
questions?
last part.
Yes, Harleen, do you want to ask something?
Yes, ma'am, the last portion that you explained right now.
Cost of material consumed?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, this you have to learn the formula. If you bring back to your mind the format of trading profit and loss account, right? If you remember, there were these heads were used now. If you purchase of stock in trade, cost of material consumed, right? Inventory of change in inventory of finished goods. If you have learned chapter 1, if you've learned the format of profit and loss. In this case, this is a new thing, new concept. As I told you, this is now you need to learn. Remaining COGS formula you've done in 11. If it is in terms of profit and loss account, then it will be cost of material consumed, right? Cost of material consumed plus purchase of stock in trade. So you can understand that purchase of stock in trade is actually purchase of this thing, purchases only. Change in inventory of finished goods is change in inventory of, say, closing stock minus opening stock minus closing stock of finished goods. Then you have work in progress plus direct expenses. So there's no way out. You need to learn this formula. That is if format of the profit and loss account is of a manufacturing company which is using schedule 3 of Companies Act to prepare its account, then cost of goods sold will be, this formula will be used. So this is a new formula which you need to learn in COGS. Fine? Is it clear, Helene?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other question? So girls, no problem. I know you are not able to cope up with the speed. Maybe you've not done the sums, but as I told you, don't worry. All the whatever we'll cover in ratios, you will come back in your summer vacations, complete it and come back, right? So thank you. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye, girls. Bye.